Gugsa Welle, also known as Gugsa Welle, Gugsa Welle and Gugsa Welle, was an army commander and a member of the royal family of the Ethiopian Empire. He represented a provincial ruling elite which was often at odds with the Ethiopian central government. Gugsa Welle was born in Marta in Yeju province. He was the son of Ras Welle Betul and the nephew of Empress Techi Betul. His half-sister, Kefi Welle, was the second wife of Ras Mangasha Yohannes, the natural son of Emperor Yohannes IV. Prouti quotes Beru Tafla's favorable opinion of Gugsa as one of the most enlightened men of the Ethiopian nobility, a renowned poet, great lover of books, and pious and fair in the administration of Begemda. Techi Betul arranged the marriage of Gugsa Welle to Luz Udachu, the eldest daughter of Emperor Menelik II and an earlier wife. Gugsa and Udachu were married in 1900, 6 years before her elevation to empress. Gugsa was her fourth husband. Upon his marriage to Udachu, Gugsa Welle was immediately promoted to Ras over Begemda province. Prouti indicates that this alliance allowed Empress Techu to extend her influence over this important province. Despite the political nature of this marriage, the two were happy. However, in 1909, Gugsa was summoned to Addis Ababa by Menelik II to respond to the charge that he had mistreated Udachu. Ras Gugsa came close to becoming the power behind the throne during the intrigue that characterized the years of Emperor Menelik II's senility. For in 1909 the Empress Techu made a serious effort to prevent the accession of Elijah Iyasu as Menelik's successor. This led to the rumor that Empress Techu and her brother, Ras Welle Betul, intended to move the capital to Gondar and make Ras Gugsa the emperor. However, the Shuan aristocracy agreed that their authority, positions and honors depended on obeying Menelik's wishes, and they united behind Elijah Iyasu as the successor. Despite this setback, Ras Gugsa initially supported the resulting status quo. When Dejazmish Abraharariya rebelled in Tigray, Gugsa supported Dejazmish Abate Biwalu, who was sent to suppress this threat, helping him to defeat Dejazmish Abrahar in the Battle of Lake Ashenga on 9 October. However, once Iyasu was secure as emperor the following year, Ras Gugsa was arrested on a murder charge so patently false that he ultimately regained his freedom. By late April, he was in chains in Addis Ababa and no longer a potential threat to the government. This confinement proved to be cruel. According to Prouti, Gugsa was kept in chains for so long that his legs became swollen and the metal cut into his flesh. Udachu begged Iyasu's short-lived regent, Ras Tesamanaju, to ease conditions for Gugsa, but it was not until 1915, when she was relegated to Fola, that Gugsa was released and the two were allowed to live together. In 1916, a successful coup d'état against Iyasu resulted in his being deposed and Udachu being proclaimed empress. Iyasu's father, Mikhail of Wollo, then invaded Shewa province with an army to restore Iyasu. Mikhail was defeated in the Battle of Sagail. With Iyasu deposed, Udachu became Queen of Kings and Empress of Ethiopia, and her young cousin Tafari Makonnen became heir to the throne and regent of the empire. Empress Udachu and Gugsa were restored to good graces, but the Shuan leadership, leery of a resurgence of the influence of Dowager Empress Taitu and her family, forced Gugsa to separate from Udachu and he was sent to Gondar where he served once again as governor of Begemda. Gugsa also served as governor of Semien at this time. The crowning of Tafari Makonnen was controversial. He occupied the same territory as Udachu rather than occupying a far-off region in the empire. In Ethiopian history, two monarchs, even with one being the vassal and the other the emperor, had never occupied the same location as their seat. Conservatives, including Balcha Safo, agitated to redress this perceived insult to the empress and to the dignity of the crown. This state of agitation ultimately led to Ras Gugsa's rebellion in 1930. Gugsa saw Yudichu remaining as empress and himself as the future emperor. However, Empress Yudichu did not authorize or openly support his rebellious actions. In January, Gugsa Welle raised an army in Bagemda. On the 28th of March, he marched from his governorate at Gondar towards the capital. But, on the 31st of March, he was met near the border by the army of the centre and he was defeated and killed at the Battle of Vanchem. News of Gugsa Welle's defeat and death had hardly spread through Addis Ababa when the empress died suddenly on the 2nd of April. Although it was long rumoured that the empress was poisoned upon the defeat of her husband, or alternately that she died from shock upon hearing of the death of her estranged yet beloved husband, it has since been documented that the empress succumbed to a flu-like fever and complications from diabetes.